CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Naja Sherman and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Weather off the top. It's an intense situation out there.
Intense this morning. You know, we had the king tides we talked about yesterday, and unfortunately that coincided with that onshore wind and some pretty hefty downpours. But this is a 95 east event. Take a look at the totals so far for today, and there's some a little bit higher along A1A, and of course that's when the water rushed in because of the king tides this morning, picking up 1.57 inches there in Pompano Beach. A little further down southwest, you can see the executive airport not reporting anything as far as rainfall, but Fort Lauderdale Airport picking up a quick 2 inches. And we continue the tour a little further down to the south, where impacts have been less intense here, certainly across Southern-Dade County into Miami-Dade. We picked up over ½ an inch at the airport. I want to show you what's going on right now as far as the current conditions here, because things have wound down as far as the heaviest rainfall. This is excellent for not just the evening commute, but the fact that we're draining water. And I know some of those drains are a little bit slow, especially when you get all that garbage going into them and, you know, kind of not allowing them to be as efficient. But I mean, look at this picture here on next weather radar. There's just not much out there. A couple of leftover showers over by Sawgrass. That's it. I still think we'll have a few more this afternoon, but the bulk of the heaviest rain, as you can see here on next weather rain tracker, pretty much going to be over with here as everything pushes off towards the east. We'll still get a few residual showers, so just keep the umbrella handy for the rest of the evening. But the rain that has flooded us, and of course with the king tides as well, that's pretty much done, and we'll begin to see an improvement here on out as we head through the rest of today. And then we'll get ready still on schedule for tomorrow, particularly heading into Sunday, as we've been talking about this big change coming up with our first fall front that's going to be coming not just for Sunday, but I think heading into next week as well. We're going to continue with some really nice weather here. The humidity will begin to drop as well, and we'll be looking at conditions that are going to improve markedly heading into early next week as that lower humidity air begins to push in. It is going to feel like a different season here as we dip as far as the humidity. The lowest humidity we've had so far in well, I wouldn't say 2025 because we had winter earlier this year, but after the summer, right? These are the numbers still. 50s up to the north, and we're looking for upper 60s to lower 70s down across South Florida. So something to look forward to as well. As is the beach. If we're going to be making it a beach day tomorrow, I still think we have some leftover residual showers, but for the most part, you know, the worst of it is done. About 20 to 30% coverage tomorrow, and then we'll drop that even down to about 10% or less coming up for Sunday. Small craft caution, especially early in the day, for making it a beach day tomorrow. Next weather 7-day forecast will feature again temperatures in the mid 80s and that reduced, chance of rain down to 0 to 10. A little bit more moisture towards next week. May linger a couple of showers here, but not a huge deal. The worst of the rain, again, as we get through the rest of this flooding and draining for the rest of today, will be much, much better the next few days. Naja.
Ivan, thank you. Hurricane season runs through November 30th, and the Next Weather team is making sure you're prepared. Just scan the QR code and find all the tools you need to help you get ready. You can also find our 1-hour hurricane special. It has important information for you and your family. Just go to cbsmiami.com. Now to the latest on the 2 Miami police officers shot. Investigators are back at the house in Allapattah, where the hours-long standoff happened yesterday morning. It ended with the discovery of the shooting suspect dead inside. We have also learned the shooter's brother was arrested and is facing several charges. CBS News Miami's Morgan Reiner has the latest on how the officers are doing.
Alta Gracia Rapoul sits on this couch every single day with her grandkids who like to stare out the window.
My daughter said, "Those are shots," and we ran.
Running saved their lives. Seconds later, bullets flew through their window. This video shows you exactly who it would have hit.
We hid in the back until it was done.
This is the house right across the street from her on Northwest 26th Street, where police say Mason Triana barricaded himself for hours after shooting at police officers.
The sound came out like da 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 da.
City of Miami police said this all started Thursday morning when police were called to the neighborhood because of a dispute between 2 brothers and an abandoned car.
We picked it up from down the street or showed it to the house. It wasn't a big deal.
Jimmy is the manager at Downtown Towing, the company police called to tow the car away, until he realized who the car belonged to.
The father was willing to pay and everything. I've known him forever.
But after the car was dropped off, at some point, shots were fired involving the 2 brothers, and police got the shot spotter alert. And when they got here, they said 27-year-old Mason Triana fired at officers. one video, you can hear the gunfire, see people running, and then eventually police asking bystanders if they were hit. Triana hit a male sergeant and a female officer in the knee and ankle. The sergeant will undergo surgery, but he is expected to be okay. The female officer has since been discharged.
2 officers shot, 14 and 2 6.
SWAT members surrounded the home where Triana barricaded himself for hours, firing at officers again. Mason Triana is dead. His brother, originally brought in as a witness, is now under arrest too. The arrest affidavit says Alan Triana refused to cooperate with police, would not show them where the rifle was, and told his employees not to cooperate with police either. Friday morning, the cleanup began. Morgan Reiner, CBS News, Miami.
A Margate family is finding strength in each other as they mourn the death of their 12-year-old son. He lost his life when fire engulfed their home. CBS News Miami's Steve Majuri is at the scene where the family is trying to salvage what they can.
People are paying their respects to the family. You can see that some flowers and a balloon have been left for the family here. And if you look into the house, you can see there's extensive damage to the roof here. It has holes in it and it's been badly burned. But more importantly, the family is trying to process that a 12-year-old boy has died. New surveillance video stills show smoke bellowing out of a house on 6th Street in Margate. It was captured on a camera outside of Eric's home.
It was super crazy, super sad.
Eric says he knows the father of the boy that died and says the father's name is Aaron.
I tried to cross the street last night and speak with him, but he was kind of out of it. Super heartbreaking. You know, I could put myself in this situation and can't even begin to understand what he's feeling.
The boy's family was seen walking through the house trying to find anything that wasn't lost in the fire. Firefighters say the fire started in the back, and cell phone footage shows smoke filling the street. Margate city officials say 2 other adults were in the house during the fire, but they escaped. One of them was taken to the hospital. Firefighters attempted to save the boy, but were unsuccessful. Neighbors were outside watching this all unfold.
You cannot feel good to know that a child's life has been lost.
Officials are still assessing the damage, and a close relative of the boy told us last night he's still processing what happened.
I know my heart very clicking, because I know a little boy a long time, and I couldn't believe this thing happened.
Also, firefighters say that they found 1 dog hiding in the house, but another dog was found dead, and you can see that there is an unsafe building notice on the door of the house, so the family likely will have to find another place to live at for the time being. And also, firefighters are still trying to find out what caused this fire. In Margate, Steve Majiri, CBS News, Miami.
Now to the Israel-Hamas war. Israel's military says the ceasefire in Gaza is now in effect. It released a video showing its troops withdrawing to an agreed-upon line. This as Palestinians start to return to what's left of their neighborhoods following 2 years of war. At Hostage Square in Tel Aviv, Israelis prayed for the hostages' safe return. Israel believes 48 remain in Gaza, and 20 of them are still believed to be alive. In exchange, Israel will release 250 Palestinian prisoners. President Trump helped broker this peace deal. He's scheduled to travel to Egypt and Israel on Monday. The government shutdown is now beginning to affect the paychecks of federal workers. For many of them, today's paycheck will be smaller, and they'll be the last checks until Congress agrees on a spending package for the current fiscal year. It gets worse next week. Military personnel will miss their first paycheck on October 15th. That hasn't happened before. In past shutdowns, Congress ensured most military members would still get paid. Republicans and Democrats do not return to Capitol Hill until next Tuesday. When we come back, a consumer alert why thousands of pressure cookers are being recalled. And the Miami Dolphins get back to work this Sunday, hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. You can watch the game here on CBS Miami. Join us for the Coach Mike McDaniel Show at 11 a.m., followed by Dolphins Weekly Live. Kickoff is at 1 p.m., followed by the 5th quarter post-game show on CW Miami 33. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. at Quickcast. Now to a pair of consumer alerts. First, Tempo USA announced a recall of nearly 47,000 of its electric pressure cookers. At least 8 people were burned when the lids opened before enough steam pressure was released. The cookers were sold at Aldi, and you can bring yours there for a refund. Calco brand's premium torch lighters are also being recalled. It's because they pose a fire and burn hazard. They were distributed from November 2024 to August of this year. The lighters were sold for the past year at Walmart, Home Depot stores, and online. No injuries have been reported. Okay, so it is finally Friday, our favorite day of the week. Here is CBS News Miami's Lisa Petrillo with something to whet your appetite for tonight's Taste of the Town.
Well, we are in a very hot spot, a cool place, and it's Fukiar here in the Mimo district of Miami. Chef Cesar Zapata, who has a Michelin mention.
Yes.
Owner. You've been here since how long, Cesar?
9 years now.
9 years. So let's talk. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. You're from Colombia.
Colombia, yes.
And this is a Vietnamese restaurant.
Vietnamese with Latin and Cajun influences.
So there, you brought a little bit of your hometown.
I did. I had to.
And so let's talk about what it means for you to be in this community, in this incredible space. Years and years fans of yours, for sure.
So it's crazy because, we were Miami's first pop-up, and that's how we started. And when we first started, we were just focusing on traditional street food from Vietnam. And as time progressed, and we all started changing, the city starts to change. So we just decided to start adding a little bit of that influence, that heritage, that Latino sazon, to our food.
We'll talk about all that, and we're going to taste some food, but we're going to stop down now because Taste the Town airs tonight on CBS News Miami at 5:30. We'll see you then. Until then, I'm Lisa Petrillo with Cesar.
And that does it for your CBS News Miami Quickcast. I'm Naja Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami, and have a great day.